Hey guys, this is Matt Kids in One with Java Lesson 2. In this Java lesson, I'm going to be showing you how to get a line from the console and assign it to a string variable. Along with doing that, I'll show you how to catch an error. So if there's an error reading from the console, it'll print fatal error. This is a very simple task, but it's harder than it should be. And there are several things you have to know in order to do it. So I'll create a new Java project in Xcode right here. Java tool. I'll call it console input. So the code looks just the same as it did in Java lesson 1. And we're going to add a few things to this import section. Like I said, imports libraries that someone has already made. There are a few others that we want to import. So we're going to import java.io.buffered reader. We're going to import java.io.io exception. And we're going to import java.io.input stream reader. So buffered reader is something that reads from an input stream reader. IO exception is an error that will happen if it fails. So you probably won't know what to do with these yet, so I'll just type the code out here for you. So we're going to read into a string. So first I'm going to declare a string and I'm going to make it input. And by default it's going to equal quote quote because I'm going to assign it to be an empty string, quote quote. So now we want to read from input. So first we're going to declare an input stream reader. That is a class. And we're going to call it ISR. And we're going to make it a new input stream reader. And now, here's how new works. New creates a new instance of a class. And just as you might know in Terminal, whenever you're doing something, sometimes there are parameters. Like, for instance, ls, you can give it slash after ls, or ls-l, or rm-r, or something like that. You can give it parameters. New, like, class functions, such as this, require parameters sometimes. So inside of this, right here, we're going to do system.in. And what system.in is, it's an input stream. If you notice when we do system.out, that's an output stream. So input streams are on the way what you read from, and output streams you write to. So right here's an input stream reader called ISR, and we're making it an input stream reader that reads from system.in, which is like a way of input. So now we're going to make a buffered reader. And buffered readers read from an input stream reader. So I'll show you how to do this. I'll make it a new buffered reader. And then in the parameters here, I'm going to put ISR. Because you make buffered readers out of input stream readers. And input stream readers out of just input streams. So now that we have our buffered reader, it's really easy to read into a string. We just say input equals the name of the buffered reader, I called it br, dot read line. And you can read a line. There's also a plain old read that reads a character at a time. But we're going to do read line. So this is pretty simple right here. But sometimes there are errors and problems reading from files and from input streams. For instance, say the console gets closed while this program is running, or say there is no console. There might be an error. So we want to be able to catch that error and do something. Java makes this easy. You can just do try, open curly brace, close curly brace, catch, then in parentheses, the type of the exception, IO exception is the type, and I'll make, after that you need a variable name, and then another parenthesis, close parenthesis right here. So if there is an IO exception in any of the code between the try and the catch, it'll go to the code between the catch and the close curly brace. So right here I'll do a system.out.println fatal error. And that's that. So now everything should be working properly. Right here we're going to do the following. I'm going to say you said okay, then next after this we're going to say input, which is our string up here, space period. So now, I'll run this. Hope there's no errors. So it's asking us for input in the console right now. So I'll type a line of input. Hello world. You said hello world. So this is more annoying than your siblings or anything. It just repeats what you said. But this is how to read input from the console. And in my opinion, it's harder than it needs to be. So maybe in a future video where I show you how to make voids and functions, you'll learn how to make it easier to do. But for now, this is all. This is how to read input from the console. So thanks for watching Mac Kids 101 for all your information and computer help. Subscribe, and goodbye.